What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is another video about the 70, kind of giving a little update. Um, so, remember in the last video, talked about I started to get the ignition system in, the grid. I did get it in. I got the grid in. So, start getting ready to wire it up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I may have to have some help with it. I've never done it. I actually had somebody else do it in the 67, but it's gonna go right here. I'm gonna try and get in here and figure it out. The instructions don't seem too hard. It's just a lot of figuring out what goes what and all that. And so got the grid system here. So for the motor, I just come back from the shop. Got the block painted. That's in that's in the intro. If you pay attention to the intro, the block being painted blue. Like I've said before, pretty much got everything we need. Um, we got the block cleared for the stroke. So my dad was putting the cam bearings in when I was down there a little bit ago. So try and give you more updates on the motor when I can. He's got a lot of other stuff going on, so I don't know. We're not in no hurry. Like I've said before, I still gotta get that grid in. I still gotta order electric shifter for the car, get this air shifter out. So we're getting there, getting closer. The motor should be done whenever he can get it done. But I'll keep giving updates when I can on the 70. All right, guys. So yeah, we got the grid in. I was gonna wait till we got the motor in before I got it wired, because the plan was to get the motor in it, take it to Akers, let him help with the wire, help with the front end, all that. Well, we kind of got somebody that's gonna drive the car for us. He's a really good friend of the family. So how it come about was my dad built him a motor for his mud truck. He does the River Road Mud Derby and sells it. And my dad kind of said something about him needing to drive a drag car, and kind of just went from there. So it kind of put a fire in my dad to start working on the motor more. I started yesterday trying to wire the grid up or just start on it. I've never wired anything up like this before. I actually had somebody do the 67 for me. And I've gotten, I feel good for as much as I've done. I got it in the car. Got some wiring left to do. Probably gonna have to have some help. I was just looking at the instructions, and some of the stuff I really don't know. I guess just don't really know what it's talking about, because some of the wires that I cut, I labeled them to what they were. So this probably maybe the guy that helped me with the 67, maybe ask him if he can come over one afternoon and kind of help me look at it. Or I ain't got the 67 in the shop with me right now. It's actually in the race car trailer. I could probably look at it and see what wire went where on it and probably get it figured out. But I feel like I got a good bit done. So I'll try and finish it up. Still got plenty of time to do that. So, I talked about electric shifter. I talked about getting an electric shifter for it, because I still got the air shifter in it. I did get that. I got the same one the 67's got. So we got to do that, get that put in there. The motor, I know in the intro you saw the motor is just a block. It was painted blue and all that. Gotten a good bit more done. Pretty much the whole bottom end is done. I think then when I was doing that intro, my dad was getting ready to put the cam bearings in. I hadn't had any more recording down there. I'm gonna go down there and we're gonna do a video, or it'll be on this video of the motor. But right now we got the bottom end done pretty much. Got the oil pan on, pistons in, crankshaft, camshaft, all that. My dad started porting the heads. It's gonna be at 23 degree, 415. I know I've already said that, but the heads need a good bit of port work, so he's gonna do that. He just started doing that, so we're getting there. And car's coming along. I'm gonna show you the grid in the car. Pretty much in the same spot the 6AL was, but it's a little like a mess right now. It really looks like a mess. But I was having to chase wires and stuff yesterday, figuring out what was what. The ones I cut to get the 6AL box out and get those RPM activator switch box and the two-step box out and all that. So I was cutting wires from them, chasing them. So I had to chase them. I had to pull the switch panel down from the top and chase a couple wires and cut them and label them to figure out what they were. So now look, what I'm stuck at right now is looking at the instructions and the way they got some of these wires, all these freaking wires that half of them probably ain't gonna be used. The way they got them labeled, I really don't know, what they're talking about. So compared to the wires I've cut, like where they're supposed to go and all. So, but I'll get it figured out. I got time. I'll get some help. Like I said, I've never done it before. That's the old 6AL right there. I don't know if I say anything. Got new tires for the car. We gotta put on. There's the electric shifter that I got. Right there. Same one since '67. So the only thing I've ever had problems with on these is that spring right there. For some reason, it may just be my shifter, I don't know. But for some reason, it's not strong enough to push my shifter into high gear and compress that spring. So I've had two of them in my car. I've had to pop that spring off both times. And it works fine after I do that, so. But, yep, I started wiring the grid up. I'm getting there. So yeah, after we get the grid wired up and get the motor in it, we'll look over a few more things, like the transmission we got in the car, drive shaft, back in the car, all that. Go back over that, take it to Akers. I may try and do electric shifter here in the shop, because that's just gonna be pulling the shifter. Hopefully that I can just get it out without having to drop transmission again. Because I'm gonna have to use that plate that's on that come with that electric shifter. I gotta use that plate because the air shifter is different. So I can't use that plate that the shifter's sitting on now with the air shifter. So I'm gonna have to pick the shifter up, get it unbolted from the floor, and pull that plate out, and then put the new plate under the shifter, then bolt it back down. So if there's like a nut on the backside or something, which it probably is, probably gonna have to drop transmission back down to change that. And the only reason I'm wanting to change it is because I felt like that was the inconsistent problems I was having with the car last year. And it may not have been. I'm starting to hope that it was just the shocks. Because the shocks wore slap out. And that's got brand new QA ones on it now. So that may have been the whole problem there. But we're going to change it out anyways. We're going to put that electric shifter in it so we ain't got to put air in the tank. So next will be me going to the shop and have my dad talk about the motor. Once we get a little closer to it being done, we'll do that. Alright guys, so I know I haven't had my dad on here yet, telling y'all about the motor for 70, but he does have it, he got it done. I'm taking it to a dyno right now, so we can go ahead and get it, get it dynoed and see what kind of power it's gonna make, and then we can get it put in the car. So everything goes good. Today's Thursday. It's Thursday morning. If they can dyno it today, they may not be able to. I don't know. They may dyno it tomorrow. We'll find out when I get there if they're gonna do anything with it today or not. But if they do dyno it today or dyno it tomorrow and we get it back, heck, we could if we want to, we start kind of putting it in the car someday, and that'd be pretty awesome. Start getting the motor back into the 70. But yeah, on the way to Dyno with a motor for a 70, and see what kind of power she's gonna make. All right, so just brought it back from the dyno, and it did not, make the power we expected it really to make, but it still made 600 horsepower, and I think it's still gonna run really good. And what my dad pretty much just tell you about the motor. Go ahead.
Well, we have a track one head, and they were box stock, and I did a bunch of port work to them. Hopefully get them up to, they're 227 cc intake runners. They should flow somewhere around a 300 to 310 range, but we dyno at different places sometimes, and I've done engines just like this one, pretty much like the one that was in the car before. That actually on that certain dyno went 620 and about 520 foot-pounds of torque on race gas, which this one we carried to a different place in dyno, and it went like 602 at 500, right at 540 foot-pounds, which is not horrible, but I was kind of hoping to get closer to 640. But and it's all in the heads. The heads are just not big enough to make that much more power. But either way, it run fine. It did good. So we're gonna put it in there and try it and run it for a while and just see. We may change the heads up later on, but right now we're happy with it. It's gonna be fine. So we'll see how she goes.
Yeah, it's all brand new piece, so it'll probably be a while before we freshen this motor up. It won't get as many passes put on it as a 6.7, I don't think.
Yeah.
But it's called 6.7. I mean, the 70's probably gonna run probably about the same as it was running before when we had that 406 in it. Probably 6.0s, maybe some 5.90s, hopefully. So yeah, guys, we're thinking probably it's gonna run 6.0s, hopefully some 5.90s and some good air. It's about the same, probably about the same as the other motor was, the 406 we had in the car before. I think it's gonna make a little bit more torque, but the horsepower is right there with, right there with it. Like my dad said, it's just a 23-degree heads. We were hoping we'd make a little bit more. but it didn't. So, but it's gonna be close to just like it was before. And one thing was when we had it out last time, we had that quick fuel carburetor on it. It just really wasn't. It was slow on 67. It was 600-700 slower than any other carburetor we've had on the car. So we're gonna put one of our good, one of our better carburetors on it and see what she'll run. I think it's probably for the best because the guy we got driving it will, if it's the same as it was before, it's gonna be a perfect car to learn, to learn in. It drives really good. It didn't leave real hard. It may leave a little harder now, making a little bit more torque, I believe, but it's not going to be dragging the bumper like we were kind of afraid of if it did make, the power we were hoping it made. But I think it's going to be good. We do plan on putting it in a couple days. There's a few more things we need to round up, but that'll be in another video, us getting the motor in the car and getting it, fired up and all that. But once we do get all that done, get the car back running, we do still got to figure out the front end on it. But we'll get that figured out. Still don't know if we're going to be able to test it before the end of the year. We'll see. Maybe middle of October. That's going to be, I'm going this weekend to Holiday Beach, but this can be my last race till about the middle of October. So I don't have much races left this year, but if we have a chance, we'll try. If we have a chance and we have the 70 ready, we'll try and go make a few passes and see what it's going to do. But now knowing what the dyno numbers are, we're thinking it's probably going to run the same as it was running before. And with a better carburetor on it, it may run a little faster than it did before. Before, best it did was a 602, that 406 in it. So that's right there close to 590s. So with that other carburetor we had problems with it, that was on it. So we'll see. I'm still gonna try and get it ready for the end of the season. Just I'd like to make a test pass, a couple test passes before the end of the year. That way, going into the winter, we know if there's something we need to change, or something we need to fix, or hopefully we can get the bugs kind of worked out before the winter. But we'll see. I-22 closes in October or into October, so there really ain't a whole lot of places for us just to go test other than Holly Springs. But we'll see what's going on in a couple months in October, and if we have the car ready at that time. So, but yeah, motor for the 70's done. Car's coming together. Won't be long. Should be back running. I don't know if I talked about it, but I do have the grid wired up. That's another thing. We're gonna have to make sure everything's good with it. But the grid is wired up, so it don't look as messy in here as it did before. Wire wise, but that's another thing. We're gonna have to make sure once we get it running, make sure I got all that right. It wasn't but like 5 wires that I had to wire up, but I ain't never done it before, so we'll see. Hopefully all that's right. It should be right. So, all right, guys. Appreciate y'all for watching. See y'all in the next one.